So I don't usually make videos like this because at this point, what more could I say about Overwatch 2 that the community itself, much less YouTube, hasn't already said? But, I mean, folks, I want you to realize something, man. I'm not somebody who downloaded Overwatch 2 when it came to Steam for free, played it for 5 minutes and left a negative review. You know what I mean? Like, I was playing Overwatch back when it was in its closed beta back in, what was it, 2015, 2016, right? And I played that game religiously since it came out up until like a month or two ago. We're talking almost 5 days a week, sometimes even 7 days a week, depending upon if there was some sort of event going on, where I would just come home after work. I would, play other video games for a while, wait until a certain time, get baked, and then play Overwatch for about an hour or two. Maybe 3, maybe 4. It depends on if I was having a winning streak, yada, yada, yada. And look, man, I know that Overwatch has had a lot of controversies, even before what happened with Overwatch 2. I mean, let's say Brigitte, for example, or how many of you remember Mass Res? Now, personally, guys, I didn't really care. I've gotten to a point now in my life where the only thing that matters to me is a game fun? I live by this saying.
If it's not fun, why bother?
And it's true, If a game's not fun, why should I bother playing it? And let me tell you something. Overwatch 2 is not fun. The fact that they removed a tank, so now it's a 5v5, because, yeah, that's been working so well since launch, Blizzard. It's not like almost the entire community has been screaming at you relentlessly to put another tank back into the game. It's not like the push game mode, which is also in competitive, isn't one of the worst game modes I have ever played in my entire life, and I will die on that hill. It's not like your monetization practices are absolutely ridiculous. Oh yeah, let's spend $21 for a skin, a little charm you can put on your weapon that the enemy team will never see and most of your team will never see, for a nameplate that nobody gives a flying fuck about, and I guess a player icon. Oh boy, $21. Let me just open my wallet. Why do so many video games fucking do this, man? Halo does this crap. Call of Duty does this crap, which it's Call of Duty. What do you expect? And now Overwatch does this crap, and a billion other video games does this. And let's talk about the Season Pass, too. Fucking Season Pass. You lock characters, brand new characters, behind a mostly paid-for Season Pass. What do I mean by this? Well, you can always just invest, 1,000 hours to actually get enough points to then buy the Season Pass. But realistically, most of you aren't even playing this game enough to want to care enough to do that. Like, seriously, again, this is coming from a guy who would have gotten into a fucking fist fight with every single one of you over the original Overwatch. Seriously, I love that game that much, man. At this point, though, with Overwatch 2, honestly, it can crash and burn for all I care. Seriously, Overwatch 2, you can rot in hell. I hate you. Like, I don't ever really say this about video games. Look, I don't like BioShock Infinite, right? I could make a 15-hour-long video on why I don't like that game. But you want to know something I won't say? I'm not going to say that I hate it, because I don't. But let me tell you something. I hate Overwatch 2. I hate every single thing about it. It is one of the worst games I have ever played in my entire life, and for all the wrong reasons. Everything that was good about the original Overwatch, that was even slightly good, again, this is from my point of view, folks. I know that most people aren't going to agree with this, but I don't care. Things that made the original Overwatch good, for example, the loot boxes. Yes, I'm going to say this. I'm going to actually defend the loot boxes from the original Overwatch because I didn't hate it. You want to know why? Because they were free. What do I mean by this? Well, if you just played the game, you played it a couple of days a week, maybe an hour or two, you would get plenty of loot boxes that you could open for free. Yeah, I'm pretty sure most of the Overwatch community really misses that, don't you? Being able to just play the game, get free loot boxes, and be able to open them at any time for free. You didn't have to buy a key for it or something. And that most of the skins in the game you could buy with the in-game currency that you would get from the loot boxes that, again, you got for free. Yeah, remember that? Remember when gaming used to be like that, where you would just play the game and be able to unlock things? Overwatch 1 was one of the last video games that did that. Now, of course, you could spend real money on the loot boxes itself, but you didn't have to. In fact, even during the special events that were going on, Halloween or Christmas, you could still just play the game and get plenty of those boxes. And, personally, I would spend maybe $5 or $10 every so often on them because, again, I liked the game that much, but you didn't have to. That was the glorious thing about that game. The only paywall that was really in that game was you just had to buy the game. That was it. And with how cheap that game got, it got to a point now where it's like, wow, that's actually a pretty good deal, right? Oh, and remember how when every new character came out in Overwatch 1, they were absolutely free to play the moment that they launched? You didn't have to go into a fucking season pass in order to get these characters?
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Yeah, I remember that, man. That sure was a lot of fun. I remember when Anna came out. I remember playing a crap ton of hours on her and just enjoying it, man, and having fun. Let me tell you something. Overwatch 2 is just not fun. You could criticize this and criticize that about it, but realistically, it all comes down to one thing, folks, at least in my personal opinion. It's just not fun. And like I said, if a game's not fun, why would I want to play it anymore? Why should any of you play it? Seriously, why would you want to bash your head against a wall with a game that is the worst rated game in Steam history? That is incredible. As much as I love the original Overwatch, I can't even cap for Overwatch 2 at all. That is fucking sad. And you know what the saddest part about it is? Blizzard, you need players like me. What do I mean by this? Well, you need players in a video game that's going to continuously be updating to constantly play your game and spend money in it. And even if you don't spend any money in it, you just still need players actually playing your game to warrant even putting updates into it. And when you lose a player who would have been a die-hard fan no matter what, that is bad. Like, seriously, I am a representation of a good majority of the community because I don't make 55 videos on Overwatch a week. I didn't even make a video when this whole thing was put on Steam and rated the worst game ever. You could call me a casual player all you want, but realistically, I'm a representation of a good majority of the community, and a good majority of the community probably feels exactly how I do. We just hate this game. I hate everything you change with it. I hate the monetization. I hate the way that half of these game modes just don't work anymore because of one single fucking change. You remove one tank from this game, and it just completely collapses. All these game modes feel like crap now. And these poor tanks, these poor tanks are treated so badly now because almost the entire game rides on their shoulders now. And if it's not that, it's the fact that you're locking these characters behind paywalls, and not to mention, you're just not listening to the community. Anyways, though, I'm starting to ramble now, so I'm going to end the video here, but I'm done with Overwatch, man. I never thought I'd say that. I genuinely thought this was going to be one of those games that no matter how bad it got, I would still find enjoyment out of it. But you know what? I don't. So I'm done. Anyways, though, guys, this is Snowman. I'll see you in the next video. Have a nice day.